Babies.
Yeah, those of you watching and paying attention at home who want to get into TV production, that is called a perfect segue. Yes, because I don't want to steal the thunder. Why is that a perfect story to lead into what we're going to talk about?
So I'm actually pregnant.
I don't hear a round of applause. Right? Give it up. Yes, woo! And she's already decided they're going to call it Amanda Jenabuda is the name of the baby. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
There we go.
If you could work it in, it'd be really
nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, that ties into bringing Wasatch Canine Camp. What are we talking about specifically?
So I really wanted to focus today on readying your home for a baby with a dog and just kind of teaching boundaries to your dog, you know, because they want to be in the baby's face and steal baby's food and, you know, things like that.
Is it going to be tough, you know, for the people who have never had a baby with a dog at the same time? Should they be concerned, or everything's going to be, take a deep breath, it can be done?
It definitely can be done safely, but it's important to know the risks that can be involved, because a lot of people forget that they have predators in their home, you know. And one of the things that I like to kind of teach my clients, well, making my clients aware of, is that 55% of bite fatalities in dogs is with kids under the 10 years old. So teaching kid safety with dogs is really important, and starting with a baby is, you know, where it should start and not when they're 8 or 9, you know.
And so I think a lot of that too is, I'm not an expert or anything, but I'm just thinking logically that a lot of it has to be teaching the child the respect between human and animal interaction, that it is an animal still.
Definitely. The respect has to go both ways. The dog has to learn to practice good boundaries around the child, but the child also has to learn to respect the dog, you know, because...
Sorry, I was going to say really quick, you brought a display. Is there anything, a rule or some kind of behavior here?
So this is just kind of an example of, you know, if your baby's on the ground and you've given them some crackers and they're playing with their toys and stuff.
Animals love food.
Exactly. They like to get into the baby's toys. They like to, you know, try to steal their food, especially if they've never been around little kids before. And so one of the things that I really highly recommend is creating boundaries way early on, even before the baby's born. Boundaries should start at least 2 months before you actually have the baby, and should really heavily continue for 2 months after the baby. And then, you know, you can kind of lighten them up a little bit, but we're ultimately trying to help the dog to understand that they need to just, you know, give the baby space. They're really fragile, and, you know, they need to learn to respect that. So boundaries should be done with the baby's room, anything baby related, the, you know, the high chair, the, you know, the mobile on the ground, the, you know, the bouncers, things like that. And so these are things that you can start early on before you even have the baby. You can set up things, you know, you can have the high chair up, you can have things out and have their toys out and have food on them, and start teaching boundaries.
Can you extend it, so that boundary you're talking about, can you extend it to that blanket? Is anything that falls on the blanket, don't touch it, dog, right? You're teaching your animal that?
Yeah, exactly. And I like to actually, we're a little close, but I like to have a 10-foot radius around the boundary so that the dog is just learning, like, you know, a lot of respect, because the baby's going to roll and eventually crawl. And so
you've done a really good job with Hedwig. I mean,
yeah, she tried a lot in the beginning, but
you're going to watch baby just like that.
So Hedwig really, there's some crackers on the blanket, and she really loves stuffed animals because we haven't had a baby yet. So she loves playing with stuffed animals. That's going to have to start changing now. One of the ways that you can start teaching boundaries is by basically starting with your dog on leash, and if they try to go near the boundary area, you're going to basically become a tree. You're going to give your dog a certain amount of leash so that they can't get to that. And if they try, let's see, I'm going to make this a little bit more exciting. Hedwig.
Okay.
So that I can get her interested in it again.
Yeah, I'll do that. I can play with it.
Cool.
Right here.
There you go.
Right here. Come.
There you go. So now that she's pulling towards that boundary, you see there's tension on the leash. I'm not going to correct her or anything like that, but the second she releases tension on the leash, I'm going to mark that and toss food away from the boundary. So that she realizes that nothing happens when I am trying to go to that, and there's that little bit of tension on the leash. But the second I back off on my own, I get a reward away from the boundary. So they start learning it's a better decision to move away from the boundary
than to fight the tension.
Exactly. Because I want her to know that nothing is going to come from, nothing is going to come from trying to get to the baby's food.
She's going to figure out that I got to back up to get a treat. I don't want to go onto the blanket.
And once they really start getting good at relieving that pressure, then you can teach like a go or an away command, so that eventually they don't need to be on leash. You can just say, hey, go, you know, if they start going too close to the baby's things.
Well, we've also given you some help. You got 3 names that you can use as the first, middle, and auntie name or uncle name, and then use your last name. But congratulations. Thank you for sharing with us. Obviously, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yes.
If people are looking for more in-depth help, especially with the boundaries and a new child, how do they get a hold of you?
Our website's great. Lots of good information on there, WasatchCanineCamp.com. We've got Wasatch Canine Camp on Facebook as well. So,
can I pick up Hedwig? Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to pick up. See, look. And you also got to get used to family photos like this. See? Pretend this is our baby.
Right.
Yeah. All right, for more information, put a link onto the website, fox13now.com, and click on the place. Hi, Hedwig.